Hello there, how's it going? Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is Armada Omni here, and I'm back once again with another video on this channel. Now, in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that I would do something a little bit different, and I thought I was going to talk to you about my settings. Now, these settings are very custom tailored towards SMG players, ladies and gentlemen. If you are an AR player, or you're a sniper, or whatever, then these settings may not be for you. However, if you're an SMG player, I promise you, this is where you want to be. So a little bit about me, ladies and gentlemen. So at the moment, I'm currently rocking a 1.6 KD. I know it is poor. I had a little bit of a bad adjustment period to this game. However, I'm now trying to learn the pacing of the game, and I think that this is going to slowly start improving. Remember, this is only over a 10-game period as well, ladies and gentlemen. You can see my average skill rating is currently 3.2 thousand. My score per minute is around, well, near enough 600. And my win-loss ratio is 2.5. I play for wins, and it clearly does show. So I've got a fairly consistent sort of skill rating. And I think a lot of you can see that. So with that being said, let's jump into the settings, because I think it's important for you to understand what aggressive SMG players should be using, right? So let's jump into this. So for controller, so I play on controller. I don't play mouse and keyboard, so for anyone who's a mouse and keyboard player, I do apologize. Again, this video is probably not for you, but I'm going to be going through my controller settings here. Now, field of view for a sub player, I think 120 is the best. It means that you're slightly zoomed out, and it means that you can actually see a little bit more that's on your screen, but also everything just feels a lot faster and a lot more fluid. And I think as well that you can also like increase awareness as well. It's a really, really good feature. My ADS field of view is consistent. However, if you are an AR player, you may want to go independent. Again, if you got consistent, what happens is your field of view will zoom in when you are ADSing. So again, this really does help for sub player. It helps you focus onto a target. So it is so important to have that field of view. ADS behavior, I just have hold, so that's when you're aiming in. ADS sensitivity transaction, you want this instant. So yeah, when you're transitioning from your hip fire to actually aiming down the sights, you want this instantaneous. You don't want any buffer between you ADSing and then aiming out. You want this to be instant, so you have no sort of latency or no sort of delay in registration, essentially. So that is really, really important to have. Melee during ADS, you want off. Aiming interruption for reload, I always have this on, mainly because sometimes you may hear someone come around the corner, so I can sprint and cancel the reload. You can also tap X as well, I know that, but sometimes I will just do that if I need to do something quickly and halt the reload fast. Crouch behavior, I have on toggle. Again, some people like hold, but for me, I think toggle is a lot better, especially as a sub player. The movement is so important. Sprint behavior, I have on tap, so all I have to do is tap to sprint, and I also have auto sprint on with a 1 auto sprint threshold. So this means that my thumbstick is really reactive. I touch it, and it basically sprints. Now, like I said, I'm a very aggressive SMG player. If you watched any of my game footage previously, you'll see that I am running into gunfights, and I don't really like camp at all. Like, I am one of those people that will just dive headfirst into the action and try and get as many kills as possible. So I have auto sprint on with an auto sprint threshold of 1. Sprint interrupt reload, again, I've got that off. Slide behavior, I've got tap. Auto reload weapon, I've got on. Auto switch, I've got on. Auto grab ledge, I have off. Warp behavior, I've hold. Scoreboard behavior, hold. And again, this is my HUD as well. So HUD limits, this is quite important. So I have mine on 100. If you're an AR player, you may want to limit this in, so maybe 80, and that will actually kind of help you if you're an AR player. However, if you're a sub player, you want as much field of view as possible. You want to be able to see everything, so you can react accordingly. And yeah, this is what I have for my interface. So feel free to pause the video and copy this. I'm not going to go through everything individually, but yeah, that gives you an idea. So for the controller layout, I play default flip, ladies and gentlemen, but I do have a scuff controller. So I use my back pedals to jump and slide. So it means that, again, my movement's a lot more efficient. However, if you don't have a scuff control, ladies and gentlemen, I highly recommend you use hurdler. This is what I was using before I got my scuff controller. And essentially what it is you press your right thumbstick in to jump, and it means that you can still kind of keep a good control of your aiming. I also play flipped, so I use my bumpers. Again, I feel like this just gives me a little bit more flexibility with my shooting, and it means that I don't really lock off targets a lot more. For me, it's just a lot easier. However, I know some people will prefer using their triggers. But I think on a PS4 controller especially, which is what I'm using currently, having the bumpers as your shoot buttons and your aim buttons, I think really does help. So yeah. Aim assist, I have standard with 0-0. Again, aim assist on this game is very hit and miss, but yeah, you don't really want to stray away from standard, because then you start messing around like pretty heavy with what you're getting for your aim assist, and it doesn't really work as well. So highly recommend you keep this standard and 0-0. Aim response curve type, I have reverse S curve. If you're not using reverse S curve, you're kind of trolling. Honestly, this is so good. It means that, you know, you can boost small and large camera movements while reducing the effect of moderate movement. So again, good for players who prioritize mobility, which I do. I'm a very mobile player. However, again, some ARs will probably use linear. But reverse S curve, if you're a sub player, is so paramount. I highly recommend you using this. Now for sensitivity, again, this is all very personal to you. Now for me, I used 40-40. I was using 45-45, however I felt like I was missing a few too many shots for my liking, so I lowered it down to 40-40, and ever since then I've not looked back. I've been hitting shots left, right and center, dropping very consistent 50 to 60 bomb games. So for me, this has been working out very nicely. However, for you, it may be completely different, right? ADS sensitivity multiplier I have on 0.9 as well, so again, just giving me a little bit more control when I'm ADSing. High zooms only if you're using a sniper. Dead zones, left stick, you basically want these as low as possible, really, but you don't want it so you get sort of drag reduction, because what you may have is your thumbstick and your sort of player model actually moving automatically without you actually pressing anything if you have this too low. So you will kind of just mess around with this and get it as low as possible without actually causing any negativity within the movement of your game. Acceleration speed multiplier, I have 1, off, and yeah, so I don't play with any horizontal invertedness or anything like that. I don't know why anyone would. Again, you're kind of trolling if you are using that. For volume, I have 100 on everything apart from music. The music I find a little bit obnoxious, so I turn that off. However, anything to do with game sound, you want this on 100, because otherwise you're not going to hear all the footsteps. And what I normally have on my computer as well for audio, I normally run my audio on about 74 on my computer. Again, I don't want it like blasting in my eardrum, but I just want to be able to hear everything that's going on around me. Now for display modes, I play full screen. I play 1920, 180. I also have a refresh monitor, or a refresh rate of 240 Hz. So that is the monitor that I'm currently using. I'm using the BenQ 2X240, I believe it's called. But yeah, that is my monitor. I have 2 monitors, as you can see here, so make sure you are on the correct monitor. Chill buffering, I have off. Reduced latency on. You want NVIDIA low latency, you want on plus boost to get the maximum frames possible. I currently play on brightness 10, contrast 15. I have my DX12 renderer off. So I also have custom quality graphic because I play around with this quite a lot. VSync mode I have off, and also frame rate limit. Again, dependent on your computer. Some people like having this on because they see a bit of a smoother performance. However, for me, because my frame rate actually exceeds 200, and also my monitor is a 240 Hz monitor, I want to get as many hertz as possible, and I want the best refresh rate possible, so I see the enemies before they see me. So that's why I keep that off. However, if you're using a 144 Hz monitor and you're getting, say, 200 FPS, you may want to limit this to 144 FPS, and you'll be getting that consistently, and it may stop you getting jitters and stuff within your game. Shadow quality I have high because shadows in this game do exist, ladies and gentlemen. The shadows are actually quite strong, so keep an eye out on your shadows and keep that high. Spot shadows, however, are low. Spot shadow resolution I have low. Contact shadows I have off. Resolution scale I have 100%. Sharpening I have 7. particle detail low, volumetric fog low, global reflection quality low, local reflection quality off, vegetation quality low, subsurface scattering off, ambient occlusion low, object detail I've got 99, extra streaming distance 0, lens flare off, water quality low, chromatic aberration off, terrain quality low, and that is, oh my goodness, that was a lot of video settings. But yeah, basically, to put a long story short of my video settings, what you want is you want to maximize FPS, and by putting everything pretty much low, you are maximizing your FPS potential, and it's going to make you so much better at the game, ladies and gentlemen. So in conclusion, I hope this helped you all, and trust me, try this out if you're an SMG player, and if you like it, then please leave a like down below, because it really does help the channel out. And don't forget to subscribe, and also click that notification bell as well if you have enjoyed this settings video. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough rambling from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video on the channel. Take care, everyone.